That's better.
You comfortable?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
How you doing? You comfortable?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Are you gonna be looking for a lawyer today just before we start?
I don't even know if my lawyer's around.
I'll inform you in advance because I don't want to, I'm not looking to surprise you or anything like that. The reason I asked you, Danny, I want to ask some questions about Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened to him.
Okay. Well, as always, I'll answer what I can for you. And be whole front and honest with you. Because that's our relationship, Doc.
That's right. That's right. And
my guy.
I'll do the same, where I can. So, again, before we start, do you want to contact any lawyers or anything, or are you happy to waive it?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Okay. All right. We'll get that on record as well. But let me just set this up. You want a drink or anything before we start?
A cup of coffee would be nice.
I can get you a cup of coffee, no problem. I'm just gonna put this on first, all right?
Sure.
All right, I'll be back in a sec. You just want like a Americano, cappuccino, macchiato.
What the fuck you got to get all fancy for? Are you only saying all this because I'm Italian?
Never even. I didn't realize you were Italian, man.
You didn't.
I thought you were French.
You thought I was French?
This whole time. I never knew.
Regular drip coffee will be fine.
Drip coffee, okay. In 2 seconds. Goddamn people always wanting goddamn. Oh, a coffee machine. Did you look at that? Don't drink it. Don't drink it. Don't drink it. No!
Oh my god, are you okay?
Absolutely not. Thank you, Betty. 1 cup of coffee for you, sure.
Thank you, Doc.
No problem, mate. All right, let's get situated. Okay, let me sit down, get comfortable. Okie dokie. All right, this interview is going to be commencing at 10:58 UTC. I think it's 11:58 BST. It's going to be State Marshal Richard Dahl. Going to be joined by Brandon Valentino. Brandon, before we start, I'm just going to read you your Miranda rights.
Can you introduce me as Brandon the half Italian stallion Valentino?
You want to do that right now on the record there?
Yeah, I would like that to be on the record.
Scratch last. This is State Marshal Richard Dahl. I'm going to be joined by Brandon, the half Italian stallion Valentino, weighing in at 350 pounds.
The fuck are you talking about, Doc? I'm 185.
Tall. Yeah, man. Whatever you tell yourself, okay? You're dense, I can tell. Right, anyway, I'm going to read you Miranda rights before we begin. So you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you do or say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed by the state if available. Do you understand these rights?
I do.
And are you waiving your right to an attorney at this time?
I am.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Brandon, like I explained before we kind of started, I'm bringing you down here today to ask some questions about Wyatt.
Are you going to be doing that the whole interview? Because that's going to get well fucking annoying.
Doing what?
Running a bandage over your arm constantly.
Listen, no, I'll be fine. I'll pass out before I do it again, okay? Just for you.
I mean, get some cough medicine or something, Doc. This is ridiculous, man.
I've tried,
This
man.
is interrogation.
I apologize. I'm professional.
Anyways, my fault.
Okay, where were we? Yeah, so just before we get into anything, are you aware of what's happened to Wyatt?
Yeah, I heard he was in the forest with all the redwoods, and a strong wind came through and fell on top of him. And now, unfortunately, White has passed away. By the way, Doc, whoever is the chief medical examiner or whoever runs the hospital up there, they need to work on their tact. Because I received a text message notifying me of his demise, mind you. When I was available, my number was in the lemon list. They didn't call me. They didn't tell me to come down to give me information. They simply just sent me a text saying, White has died.
That was it? Then there was nothing else to it?
No, like, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I went off on this poor little motherfucker who was in the ICU. I felt bad, but at the same time, I didn't because he lacks tag. Never mind. I can't find it no more. Anyways, yeah, I heard he passed away. Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. I'm aware that you were an emergency contact of Wyatt's. Were you too close yet?
Somewhat. I was a silent partner of his.
With his business, you mean? Or
Yeah, so many moons ago, he approached me with helping him out with some lumber coal. His PR was in the mud. He needed somebody to help him out. The new company opened up and was just fucking him over hard. He started losing business left, right, and center. So I came up with a new PR scheme for him, that kind of stuff. And that's how we formed our relationship. But several months ago, I bowed out of the business and cut ties with it.
on good terms or bad terms?
Oh, no, good times, yeah. I just couldn't deal with the headache. So many needy people, right? And even though I wasn't like a part of the business, like on that part, like, you know, I was more like I said, the PR side, people would just blow you up, asking you for shit that you don't even handle. And it was just well annoying.
Okay. And what kind of PR did you execute, I guess?
Like I said, I turned his business around. His business was when you do the same thing for so long, people start losing interest, right? You got to do things to spice things up. So, like I said, another company opened up, started handling people's material needs. They started price cutting, shit like that. Not only that, they just were more unique how they were doing shit. And Wyatt was kind of like he's kind of like a wet noodle. He just sits there and flops side to side. Didn't really have anything firm to stand on. So I came up with a strategy to boost the production of the business.
Okay. Out of curiosity, what was your strategy?
Well, I'm the one who came up with the let the DOC do the work idea.
Oh, that was all you. You were the
Yeah,
brain behind
yeah.
that. Okay,
Exactly,
impressive.
exactly. Thank you, man. Thank you. I felt like it was it was good for not only us as a business, right? But it was good for giving the inmates something to do. I mean, all they do is sit there and twiddle their thumbs, and you know what they say about idle minds. You know, it's when the devil comes to play. So giving them something to do and helping these people somewhat reform in a way through work was a good idea, I thought.
Yeah, I think it was a great idea. Shame it kind of fell through.
Well, see, that wasn't me though. Like I left well before that.
You left before it fell through. Okay.
Yeah.
And the competition that you mentioned was at the furniture hub.
Yeah, it was the one that opened up right across the street from there. And they kept doing some petty ass shit too, like purposely parking their cars in his parking lot, like clogging up his parking lot too.
Those bastards.
Yeah. I think they were trying to They were posturing, dog. They were showing force. They would get like 10 to 15 of their employees and just like clog up his parking lot. So he couldn't even pull in to, run the business. He had to park on the other side of the street. I remember him mentioning it to me. Yeah, he was down in the dumps pretty hard.
Yeah, I've heard that. He was crashing out about that a fair bit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So talking back to,
you don't mind if I have a drink of this coffee, do you?
Why would I got it for you. I want you to drink it.
I mean, thank you.
So circling back to the unfortunate demise of Wyatt, which I'm very sorry for your loss, by the way. What are you aware of in terms of what happened to him?
I'm just aware of what the medical team told me, that seemed like he was shot indiscriminately. I'm not gonna lie, when I showed up to say goodbyes to him or whatever, they didn't even have him stitched up or nothing, doc. He had holes going all through him. His head was cracked in half. It was bad. It's like they just threw him on a slab. They didn't even try to really work on him. They informed me that he was already cold when they found him, so he'd been dead a while. But I will tell you what was weird, though, Doc, about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was super strange because, Wyatt's the lumber guy, right? Like, he is the lumber guy. And what was weird is a few days after he died, all these big redwoods and forests just started sprouting up out of fucking nowhere. It's like nobody was cutting the trees down anymore. But it was also like he made the trees grow, like his spirit was one with the trees. You know what I mean? Back with Mother Nature.
That's beautiful.
He may be gone, but he gave us a flourishing forest, Doc.
Did he give us a flourishing forest, or was he just the one holding us back from having a flourishing forest because he was buying up all the lumber and chopping it all down?
Yeah, but maybe he changed when he passed on. You know what I mean? Maybe he really got his self right, in the with his spirit, And then he was like, "Why am I harming Mother Nature the way that I have been for so many years? I want to make this stuff grow." And maybe that's why they all sprouted up the way they did.
Maybe you're right, and if so, it's really beautiful, man. It really is. Okay, so the doctors informed you that he was shot.
Yeah, they told me indiscriminately, like there was no rhyme or reason to it. He was just shot all over his body.
Okay, I mean, that sounds pretty like someone who knew him probably did it. Is what I'm thinking of that. Sounds like if you shoot somebody that many times, what you're telling me, it sounds like someone had some kind of personal problem with it. Did you know if he had any problems with anybody? Was he beefing with anybody? Yeah.
So the thing about Wyatt, though, do I know if he had personal issues with somebody? Not necessarily, but Wyatt is the kind of person who made a mountain out of a molehill. You know what I mean? Like it could be the smallest little thing, right? And I think it was because he lived his life so. How do I say this? So he did. I think he had problem trusting people, Doc. You know what I mean? Like he So he was so. You know how like you see the quiet kid, right? And then just out of nowhere, he just lashes out, right? He just freaks out and just starts beating the fuck out of somebody. You're like, what the fuck? I never thought I would see that. It's because he's just holding it in for so long. You know what I mean? He was a very quiet person. I think he was unstable, if I can be quite honest with you. He would crash out on the smallest things.
Like aggressively crash out?
No, just sit there and fucking waffle. Like, it was, if I'm being honest, like I would just walk out of the room nine times out of 10. He would just sit there and, oh, somebody parked in my parking spot. And then I would hear it for about a half hour. You know what I mean? Or this person cut me in line at Burger Shot today. You know what I mean? Just small little things.
And how do you think that relates to what we're assuming is his homicide?
That I don't know. Like you said, I don't know anybody who he personally had a problem with. Like I know for a while there he had a problem with like the other material place or whatever, but like that, from what I was told, like through passing, was all kind of like mended in water under the bridge.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't think any of those guys would have like come after him for something?
Nah, I don't think so. Those guys are pretty straight laced.
Okay. When was the last time you spoke to Wyatt?
I asked him for a bathtub.
Sorry?
Then he told me that he couldn't fulfill the order, and that I needed to talk to somebody else. And then I talked to the other person, and he told me to go fuck myself. So now I still have yet to get my hot tub for my house.
Okay. When was this?
I don't know, 4 weeks ago.
So you last spoke to Wyatt a few weeks ago.
Yeah, like I said, how long has he even been dead at this point, Doc?
A week and 4 days.
Oh, he's been dead for a week and 4 days?
Yeah, he died early morning UTC on the 26th.
Holy shit.
So I guess in relation to that, was it like how long before that do you think?
I don't know, maybe a few days before. I don't know, Doc. Like I said, I don't even remember when he died. Like it feels a lot longer since he died. City moves fast. Plus, like, I mean, me and him were all right, but we weren't like, best friends or nothing.
Okay. So you didn't speak very often?
I mean, we spoke sometimes, but not like crazy.
Okay. Do you have any idea who might want to? I mean, I kind of asked you this already, but like in general, do you know who might have gone after him? Have you heard anything since his death?
No, I do know he used to get took hostage a lot, though, like a whole lot. It was one of the things that he crashed out on me for. Every day I wake up and walk to the lumber coat, Brandon, and I get took hostage. Every day he would say that.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he was kind of a bitch, if I'm being honest.
Well, how does that make him a bitch?
Because he never defended himself. He's just a little bitch. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, most of the time I advise people not to speak ill of the dead. And yet here you are calling the man a bitch.
I said he was kind of a bitch. And I said was. I'm not saying he's a bitch now. I'm saying he kind of was.
Oh, yeah, he's dead now.
Yes, so I'm not going to call him a bitch now. I was speaking past tense. Back when he had air in his lungs, he was kind of a bitch sometimes.
Right, okay. Right, let's get back to it. Right, I'm trying to solve a murder here, okay, of a friend of yours. So I need all the help I can get, okay? So, just to clarify, you got no idea who might have done this?
No. I don't even know where he was found. I don't know any of that. I haven't heard anything besides what the medical examiner told me. And to be honest, that guy had to have been brand new. That guy was. He didn't tell me specifics on where he was shot, anything like that. Told me that he was cold when he got there. Was all shot the fuck up. That's pretty much all he said.
Okay, Brandon, I'm having a bit of an issue here.
Okay.
Because the day that he died, a few hours before, you text Wyatt saying, "Call me when you're awake, it's important." What was that about?
Materials.
Materials. What specifically, what about materials?
He wanted to know where to get materials from. So I set him up with somebody to get some materials.
Okay, and who was that?
Who was the guy?
Yeah.
His name is D.
D? Just that's his whole name?
Yeah, last name Nuts.
D, can you spell this for me, please, sir?
What? D's Nuts.
Yeah, I should just spell that out just so I can write it down and get in contact with this person.
Doc, I'm fucking with you, man.
What?
How you gonna ask me to sit here and spell out these nuts?
What do you mean why are you... Why? Listen.
Because they hadn't seen you in so long, man. I feel like, come on, let's just...
Listen, I'm not an attorney, right? But if I was your attorney right now, I'd be screaming, okay? I'd be screaming. You are fucking around in a murder investigation right now. You get that, right?
But here's the thing, though, Doc. Here's the thing about me fucking around in a murder investigation, right? Is even if you took this to court, even if I was standing in front of the fucking judge, jury, executioner, even God himself, they would say, this guy has nothing to do with it. He's free to go. Because I'm sitting here for once, Doc. I'm sitting here for once with a clear and free conscience.
Listen, you're not a suspect right now, Brandon. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
Look, I'm sorry. I was fucking with you, all right?
Okay.
I felt like I'd play a little joke on you.
Okay, that's okay. It went right over my head, okay? But, you know, that's... My legal advice is keep the jokes to a minimum, okay?
Okay, so the real reason why I texted him there is because I wanted my fucking hot tub. I have a room in my house. Yes, I have a room in my house that I specifically have laid out for a hot tub. Doc, I'm not kidding you. It's been 2 months that I've been trying to get this fucking tub. All right? Now, he won't sell it to me because he doesn't handle that part, and now he's dead. And the other person despises me, so they won't sell me fucking fuck all. So I got a hold of the person finally, and they told me to fuck off, that they weren't going to sell me shit. So I told them to call me. It's important, so he can make them, sell it to me.
Okay, who's this person that despises you?
Helios.
Helios despises you? Why?
It goes way, 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 way back. Way back. Tension from way long ago.
Is that back when Helios was more criminal than he is now?
I don't think Helios has ever been a criminal. Helios has been a sweet guy. You ever heard him sing, Doc?
No.
Every time he opens his mouth, starts singing, it's like 1,000 doves go flying out of his mouth. It's the most beautiful shit I ever heard in my life. He would serenade all of Lumberco, just walking around working, and he would just be singing. It was the sweetest shit I ever seen.
Wow. And,
no.
But he hates you?
I wouldn't say hates me, but he dislikes me. It's one of those things like where he'll answer the call, right? But he'll always act like there's something else going on to the point where he's too busy to be able to do anything. When really I know he can't possibly be that busy. He just don't fuck with me like that. No. It's unfortunate.
All right.
You wouldn't happen to have an extra bathtub around, would you?
No, I don't have a bathtub, man. I don't have a bathtub. Okay. So you text him saying, call me when it's important, because that was about the hot tub. But
yeah.
My issue is, Brandon, and help me clear this up, because you said that the last time you spoke to him was a few weeks ago, and then I tell you that you had a conversation on the day of his death, and you remember exactly what it was about. They don't sound great to me.
Well, if you would actually listen to what I said, I was confused on how long it's been since he even died. And I told you a few weeks ago, right? And I said, how long has he been dead now? Because it feels like forever. Because, things move fast.
You just didn't understand the time frame of things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I talked to him the day of his death. I wasn't aware that I did. Like I said, I asked him about the bathtub, whatever. And then, I went on and carried on with my life. And it's too much time has passed now for me to remember that was the day that he died.
Okay, did he mention anything about anybody coming after him when you spoke?
No.
Okay. Well, did he sound nervous? Did he sound scared? Anything like that?
No, I mean, he sounded like Wyatt.
Okay. Did he mention going to meet anybody or do anything with anybody else? Did he mention any names?
No.
No, nothing?
No.
So he gave no inclination that he was in trouble? Nothing like that?
No, sorry about that. No, everything was somewhat normal. It wasn't a long talk, Doc. It was like, hey, I need a bathtub. They won't sell me a bathtub. Then he said,
Right.
all right, I'll try to work it out. And that was pretty much it.
So nothing struck you as strange.
Nothing sucked me as strange. Is that what you said?
No, nothing struck you as strange.
No, nothing struck me as strange. No.
So when he texts you from a burner phone saying it's Wyatt, texting from a burner phone, I'm going to trash my other number, that wasn't strange to you?
When the fuck was that?
That was the day he died.
I don't even remotely come close to remembering anything like that.
What happened? I've got the records.
It's great that you have the records, but they're not in the records of my goddamn memory. I can tell you that.
Okay.
He texted my number saying that.
That's right.
You mind if I look at my phone?
Sure, yeah. Have you got the right SIM card in there?
I only have one SIM card, Doc.
It's not true.
Well, it is true because the other one, when I got kidnapped, all my parts ripped out of my car and my phone stolen. I ended up getting my phone back. I did purchase a phone for that time, that short little time frame, but that was it.
When was that?
I don't fucking know, Doc. I go with dates. I don't even know my fucking age right now. When did he text me this? Do you remember?
It was, I guess, it'll probably show up on your phone as the 25th of June.
The 25th of June. Anyways, I'm not going to sit here and look through my phone trying to find it. If you have it on record, then, I mean,
Yeah,
it is what it
this
is.
might have been when you had your other phone, because you had it on the lemon list that it was a new number, and it was the same number that was listed in the emergency contacts as well. So, it was your number. I guess it must have been the time where you purchased another SIM card.
Like I said, there was a time where something fucked up happened to me, and I don't normally talk to the cops about shit, but something bad happened to me to where I was abducted. I was robbed for basically everything that I had. Fucking assholes took my phone, everything like that. Took over $1 million worth of parts out of my car, so that was good. Yeah, so I was, I had to get something for the meantime.
Okay. These people that kidnapped you, do you know who they were? And would they have anything to do with Wyatt?
I wouldn't believe so. They were all blacked out. I had no fucking clue who they were. I received a call at some point where it was something about how they wanted me to become an organ donor, or asked me if I ever thought about becoming an organ donor. And I thought to myself, I've lived a pretty long life, you know what I mean? So, I mean, if I have the chance to give back and to give life into somebody, if I do reach my demise, I mean, why the fuck not, right?
And
then when I went there, they just ambushed me.
Where did these organ donors want to meet?
It was somewhere like in the construction area, like down by like the docks and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like like out by Cyprus somewhere, like in the factory district shit.
Okay, all right. You don't think that's
Down
related
there,
at all?
down
to
there
what
by
happened to
like
Wyatt?
down there by like the underground tunnel area.
And you don't think that's related to Wyatt at all?
I don't think so. I don't know why it would be. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why anybody would want to hurt Wyatt anyways. He was a fucking wood guy. He was a business owner. I don't understand.
That's what we're trying to figure out. Why, a business owner has been brutally murdered is what we're trying to figure out. And so that's why I'm speaking to people like you who've spoken to him within a recent time of his death, and see if we might
Could it be like a robbery going wrong or something?
I mean, it's possible, right? But if I'm just being blunt and honest with you, for the the shit I've seen, when a robbery goes wrong, someone gets shot in the stomach or stabbed or something, and then they run off, right? The suspect runs off. They don't stand there and blast the guy, 12, 15 times.
Maybe they never shot a gun before. They didn't know how it worked.
Potentially, these are all options that we got to figure out, right? Maybe you could help me clear some stuff up with these text messages. The day before Wyatt died, you had texted him saying, "Don't fold. It's Brandon, by the way. LOL. Stand on business. Hold the line." Could you explain those text messages, please, sir?
Yeah, that was for the bathtub again, because the person wouldn't sell it to me. And like I said, Wyatt's a wet noodle, man. Anytime, like, here's the thing with Wyatt. He could sit and talk with me, right? And he would tell me one thing. But then when it would come to a point where there'd be a confrontation with somebody else or whatever, he would back down immediately, right? And then everything that me and him spoke about wouldn't be a thing no more, because he would try to avoid the confrontation. So like I said, I tried for almost 2 months to get this fucking bathtub. And anytime he would try to, like, press Helios to get this back or whatever, he wouldn't do it. He kept folding. So that's what that was referring to. Because he said that he would call him, check it all out, whatever. And then I had to call him the next day, or text him the next day and say, "Call me, it's important," because he still wouldn't do it.
Okay. Brandon, I thought you were going to be honest today. You told me you're going to tell the truth, though.
Doc, if you actually knew the fact that I was sitting here telling you the truth about this bathtub.
Listen, I think all lies are built on truth, and I think, yes, you have tried to buy a bathtub from Wyatt Jones, but that is not why you were texting him this stuff. Because I know that he wasn't in contact with Helios at this time.
So he'd been lying to me the whole time, saying that he was going to get it for me, but he never did. You're saying that there's no record of him contacting him at all? So he'd been giving me the runaround for fucking months? Like I said, wet fucking noodle, man.
Listen, based on these text messages, okay? The ones that you sent to Wyatt Jones about, don't fold, don't do this. It sounds like Wyatt was having a bit of conflict with somebody, and you were trying to back him up and tell him, not to fold. You don't be a bitch, as your words were earlier today. So who was he having this confrontation with?
Doc, I don't know why you don't believe what I'm saying here. I can't force you to believe it, but all I can tell you is my truth, my whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm telling you, me and him had many conversations, especially early days with the business stuff, where I would say, "I think this is what we should do." He would agree. Say, yes, that's exactly what we should do. I go away for a bit, come back, and it's completely different. He said, "Oh no, I decided not to do that," because what happened was he would get in a room with these people. They would press him a little bit, and he'd immediately back down. And that would come to the smallest things, like a bathtub. Everything. He would always back down to appease people. He avoided confrontation at all costs. That's why him getting murdered doesn't make sense to me. Because if somebody's trying to murder him or hurt him, he would do whatever to make those people happy, to avoid that, because he hated confrontation. Hated it.
Okay. You're telling me the truth now. You're not lying.
I'm telling you the truth.
Because listen, I believe you're telling the truth, Brandon, but I'm not the only person working this investigation, and this is going to be a detailed and in-depth investigation. We're going to get records from a lot of different people, and we're going to put together a timeline of events, and if somewhere down the line this interview comes up and it turns out you've lied, then you're going to be painted as a suspect, and I don't want that. So just for the record, can you
Doc,
confirm
with
that?
all due respect, it wouldn't be the first time that I've been painted a suspect, and I swear to you, it won't be the last. Because even though I go to prison, I go through their reform program, I go see a specialist, I talk to a specialist about all the problems that I'm having, no matter how much I do that, I will always be painted as a suspect because of my history. And that is one of the main reasons why I've yet to get an expungement. You could look and see the last time I've been arrested. I mean, it probably wasn't that long ago, but I haven't been arrested for anything crazy because I haven't been doing anything crazy because I tried to change my life around. And I have officers telling me you should get an expungement, but I don't want to because I want my history to remain so people, you know, I should have to confront my past every day that I'm talked to by a police officer, right? Those are things that I did and I must, you know, answer for. I don't want to run from my past, all right? And I wouldn't be shocked and awe of being painted a suspect. I mean, I was pretty close to him. I was texting him. He was shot up. Given my history, why wouldn't I be a suspect?
I don't think you are, Brandon. I'll be honest. I think you're a. I do believe you when you say you turn your life around. So, I think we're gonna leave it there. I haven't got any more questions for you. All right. I'll let you get back to your day, and I appreciate you answering the questions. All right.
All right.
All right. This interview is going to be ending at 11:32 UTC, 12:32 BST. All right. Thank you very much, Brandon.
How you gonna call me in here over a fucking bathtub, Doc?
I didn't know it was a bathtub, man. If I knew, then you know. But now I know. Now I know.
On that, just any bathtub. This is a high quality bathtub with like 17 jets.
Oh my! The jets, they don't really matter. You can only feel like 2 of them.
It's not true. There's a position for the small of your back to help you sciatic.
Oh, okay. You have problems with that?
I'm getting up there in age, Doc. I had a birthday not that long ago.
How old are you?
I don't know. I don't have my ID on me. It was stolen from me.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, if we find it, I'll give you a call, all right?
Thank you.
Now, listen, I appreciate you coming down here, Brandon. Thanks for clearing things up.
No worries. It was good to talk with you, Doc. It's been a while. I hope you've been good, man.
Oh, yeah, I've been good, man. Been good.
You want me to make a few calls?
No. I'm okay. The hospital will have a cure soon. They will, man. It's not funny.
Right. I'm sure they will.
All right. Thanks very much, Brandon. You have a pleasant day, okay?
Yeah, I'll see you later, Doc.
You too, man.
Grabbing my fucking flashlight bag.
That was fun. I don't believe a word coming out of his mouth, but that was fun.